Welcome, everyone. This is the first video chat from the Apogee team. We've got Cindy and Daniel and Kristen represented, and myself. Everybody here is friends. We all know each other, so we don't have to do any going around the room to see who is who. And we just had someone else join, and I had a window blocking that. Who is? Oh, it's Heather. Hello, Heather. Well, thank you for joining us. And I know everyone is sick in Heather's house, so hopefully you're feeling better. So the idea was to start a video chat either once a week, once every 2 weeks, just to kind of replace what Daniel and Cindy and I were doing several years ago with our podcasts, where we were talking about topics of the day. Cindy and I had a podcast called Affiliate Voices, where we interviewed affiliates, and I don't know if we interviewed anyone here in this room, but we went through a couple dozen podcasts, and it worked out really well. We loved doing the podcast. We just stopped doing it around 2012, 2013. Daniel and I had a lot of podcasts. I also was doing a podcast with a guy named Joe McGinnis and with Wade Tonkin. That one probably went the farthest, and that was the Affiliate Juice podcast. So we were reviewing affiliate programs that were on the ShareASale network, looking at it from the affiliate angle and dissecting them one by one, and pretty much saying whether or not we thought they were going to be viable programs or not. Daniel and I did a lot of podcasts about pop media, comic books, just everything. We talked a lot about affiliate marketing. We had guests. So this is our attempt to try to replace that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to use the Apogee affiliate group as the base and work on our community and see if we can further inform you about the programs that we manage and how we can help you. So this is, however frequent this will be, hopefully it's going to be interactive, and it's going to give you a chance to ask us questions, and hopefully we can get some of our merchants in here, and you can talk to the merchants directly. I know Lori Hardy from Flirty Aprons said she was going to be here, so she would have been our first merchant, at least in the room. But in the future, we will be scheduling merchants to come on if we can drag them on, and then you can ask them questions directly. We are recording this. We are going to put this on our new Apogee YouTube channel for those that missed it. And basically what we want to keep this just in the group. That's why I put on the Apogee password. The link is going to change every week, I think. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a recurring link, and maybe it stays the same, but I'm going to keep the password on there because I don't want random affiliates that are not in our programs joining, at least not yet.
Keep the riffraff out.
Yeah. We might want them in the future. We might want to open it up, but for right now, I'm going to keep it to a tight little group. So I'm going to unmute everybody, and if anybody has any questions, you can, and I've just got to figure out how to do that. Manage participants, unmute all. So if you want to mute yourself in case there's dogs barking in Cindy's house, or if Dexter decides to start chatting.
Phone ringing.
But,
Dexter might have questions, Greg.
He might. And I guarantee that Cindy's phone will ring and a dog will bark.
Yeah. Just a dog?
Yeah, I didn't say which one. It could be dogs outside. It could be dogs right next to the couch. It could be a cat walking across the keyboard. You never know. All right. And we'll try to keep this a little bit more structured in the future. And I don't really know what to make of it. We can talk about our programs, or you can just ask questions. So does anyone have any questions to start off with? Going once, going twice.
I'll go.
Yes, Ann.
Are there anything special going on in any of your programs? Anything you'd like to highlight to affiliates?
And that's a great question for Cindy to answer because that's her job.
You're talking about promotions?
Yes.
Anything really special? One of the programs that has something going on really great, I think, right now is the California Wine Club. They have a bonus of $80 if somebody purchases, not for you, but if one of your buyers purchases a premier 3-month club for themselves. You get your commission and an $80 bonus. And yeah, it's been doing really well. It's really great. That's one of the things I would certainly be promoting because everybody likes wine and everybody loves $80 bonuses.
Yes, we do.
So if you're not promoting that on your site, that is definitely something that I would be out there promoting right now. Flirty Aprons, we always have specials going on with them, as you know. That changes quite a bit. And I'm looking for good bloggers to do reviews for the new Flirty Kitchen item. So they've got some really, really nice items. They've got stainless steel bowls and the stainless steel spatula sets and stuff. And they're not cheap. They're not like what you find at Walmart. They're definitely higher end. So I'm definitely looking for bloggers to review those. So if any of you are interested or you know anybody that might be, would really like to have, get that going for you. They've introduced a lot of new aprons also. So definitely go look at the site. I'm the person that says I'll never wear one of those aprons until you put an NFL logo on it because I am not an apron person. But actually some of the new ones, they're not that
traditional.
Stepford wife look.
I like the word traditional better.
They're definitely different and they're nice. They're not all so fancy frilly or maybe not so sexy or whatever either, but they're nice. So definitely look at those and see if you want to promote any of the new aprons also, because we can always get one of those for you for review. So definitely in that. First in Coffee, unfortunately, we don't do any reviews with him, but he has some prices. And I try to go through his site and find the coffee pots and cappuccino machines and things, grinders, that not only just the industrial grade and good, for people that really, really like their high-end coffees, but for the average person like you and I in our home, because he really does have some great prices on those. So I go through those and I try to find those machines, and I do price compare all over the internet. And if there's one on there and you see it, a link and ShareASale for it, you can bet there's not a cheaper price out there for it, because
What's the name of the coffee? Say again, I'm sorry.
First in Coffee.
First. Thank you.
Yeah, First in Coffee. So, and the machines, they really are. He definitely has all high quality machines. But like I said, the prices on them, when you see one that I have specifically marked, it's a great price. There you go, First in Coffee. The Himalayan salt lamps, he's having a little bit of problems. He was bombarded at Christmas a lot more than what he thought he would be. So right now he's on like about a 2-week back order. So once that's all caught up, you're going to start seeing some more promotions for him. And actually, when you compare his prices, even though he charges for shipping and you compare it to other sites that don't charge for shipping, his prices end up being less, because, even adding the shipping in, where you're going to see the other ones go, oh, free shipping. Well, yeah, they charge twice as much for the lamps. And they're not as high of a quality either. So I always have coupons for those. But right now we've sort of pulled back on that. So we don't want people buying and getting upset that they're not getting their lamps for, 3, 4, 5 weeks down the road. I personally ordered one and I'm still waiting for it. So I know what that's like.
I take responsibility for that. I take full responsibility for that issue. He had such a good November, December that we pretty much sold out his entire inventory, and he was not expecting that. So it's a nice problem to have, but it's still a problem that he's trying to fix. He's trying to get more in, but he had an extraordinary November, December. We almost gutted his entire warehouse.
Exactly, and they're waiting for shipments to come in. So in a couple of weeks, you'll start seeing a little more activity with that. Taste Trunk, we have some coupons out there right now. I don't know if you're familiar with Taste Trunk. They have on a subscription basis, there's a 30% off for somebody that orders a subscription. Otherwise, we do have 20% off on a lot of the trunks because of Valentine's Day. We had the chocolate for the guys' chocolate trunks and everything. And I know it seems like those trunks are expensive. The trunk itself, I think, Greg, you have one, and they are sturdy. The trunks themselves are very nice.
Yeah, I've got a couple boxes, and you've seen them. You saw it at the Type A conference. We had one of the trunks there.
They're super nice. It's a great product.
The trunks really are, and the stuff that's in them is a high quality. Whenever you see them, you go, oh, there's like 5 products in here for $39.99 or $49.99. Those are the type of products that you find in the specialty stores, that the oils and the sauces and things, those bottles in the stores are $10, $15 a bottle. So it's not, it's definitely a higher quality than going and buying Heinz ketchup or something. It's the products that they have in there. So those do make really nice gifts, and we've had some really good feedback from people that are getting those, for receiving them as gifts and stuff. And we always run coupons for those also, so make sure that you look for those coupons. And like I said, the 30% off on subscriptions, that's right on the site. So anybody that goes there and orders a subscription, a delivery every other month or 3 months, 6 months, 5 months, whatever, there's going to be a 30% off on that. So that's a real good deal, and that's something really good for throughout the year. We have Sears Parts Direct, and we have a 10% coupon for that. So make sure you have that up on your site. That's a year-long coupon, so that doesn't have to come down. You can just keep that up there, but let your readers know about it, because 10% off on. I tell you what, furnace filters can get to be pretty expensive. I know mine are really expensive, so because mine are like 20 by 20 by 4. Some ungodly size. So the 10% off of them, comes out to be like $15 off on them. So when you buy more than one, and we keep them so we can change them out because of the animals. And one of the things I want to mention is, I know that you all aren't familiar with all of our merchants. And even if you sort of know the merchant, you still may not know things about their products or their top selling products or how to promote them, what's good to promote. You can always ask me. I will either get the information for you if I don't know it, or we can find it somehow that give you tips on how to promote the products, because that's what your readers are looking for. And that's what sells.
You can ask me about any of the programs, but if you ask me anything about any of the deals, I'm just going to send you to Cindy anyway.
You can ask me about anything too, but I'm just going to send you to Cindy no matter what it is. Ask me about data feeds, I'll send you to Cindy. She'll send you right back, but I'll send you to her first.
Thank heaven. God, you don't know how I used to hate the work of those data feeds.
So on Sears Parts Direct, let me just say something about that one. We've got 2 divisions of Sears, Sears Parts Direct and Sears Appliance Repair. And those are programs that I just wish affiliates were promoting at all times, even just passively, because those are products and services that people don't want. You don't want to buy a lawnmower blade. You have to buy a lawnmower blade. You can't schedule to buy a lawnmower blade in September because you might need it over the summer. So having those promotions out there all the time is important, because that's not it is an impulse buy, because you have to have it right then and there. Or maybe it's not an impulse buy. But it's one of those things you have to have it. Necessity buy. Yeah. So, and they're big brands. They might not always be attached to the Sears brand, because home services will most likely be sold off from Sears in the next 18 months. We're all expecting that. But everyone that I'm working with in those divisions is prepared for it, and we will survive. We hope that, once because they just sold off Craftsman. So the people that work for Craftsman's probably still works for Craftsman. The people in Parts Direct and the people in the home services division for appliance repair, we're still going to deal with them when that division is sold off. So these programs are safe for now. They're going to exist in the future, just in case Sears.com or Kmart.com disappear. So that's my little piece about the big ones.
Tell them a little bit about how Sears Appliance Repair works, because I know this is a little confusing for affiliates because of the way the system's set up.
And I might need some backup from Daniel, but basically, if you have a a need for a static phone number, if you are going to actively promote a phone number, I can get you a phone number. Because the majority of the customers, when I think it's the majority of customers for appliance repair, are going to call and schedule an appointment. They're not just going to book it online. There are people that book it online. We are seeing conversions from coupon sites and some other sites, but I think the majority of them are going to be coming from phone calls because people want to call and schedule the appointment. So we have a limited number of phone numbers that we can give you that will track, and it will track on the Sears back end. And every night they look to see if any of those ShareASale phone numbers generated leads. And then you will get, the next day, you will get a penny per lead. And that usually closes within a week because the repair guys show up and complete the repair and they charge for the service. And so as soon as that is done, the next day, the affiliate account will get their default commission. So we launched that on Cyber Monday, and we started having sales right around mid-December. Shockingly, we thought it's a big brand, we might have some, but we found a couple of affiliates that were using those numbers effectively, and they're really driving some decent volume, and it's a very young program. Yep. So it does work. It works better if you use the phone number, but I can't just give the phone number out to everyone because we have a limited number that's going to be tracked. Did I do okay, Daniel?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
That explains it.
Yeah, I know it can be a little confusing, so.
Yep. I mean, there was some discussion originally that, we didn't know how many phone numbers there would be. Would there be an unlimited number of phone numbers, or would it be an automatic process where when you join the program, you're automatically given a phone number? No, you have to request it. And there are a limited number. So we need to communicate with affiliates that join the program, and they need to be requesting phone numbers.
Right. If nothing else, just reply to one of the newsletters that you get. You can just hit reply and say, hey, I need a phone number now or whatever.
Exactly.
But please be reading your newsletters because they really do have important information in them. If they didn't, we wouldn't be doing them. But make sure you read those. I know you probably get slammed. We keep them short. We keep them to the point, and you can always pull your text links from right in there, so you don't have to log into ShareASale and look for your text links. They're always in that newsletter too. You just hover over it, and you can grab your link from right there and put it on your site if you have a site where you have to manually add everything. So make sure you do read those, and you could always reply to them if you have any questions too.
Everybody in the group pretty much knows us, and you can reach us in imaginable way, however many ways you can find us on social media, or you can just text us. But for any affiliates that are watching this on YouTube, it is extremely important to know that all you have to do is hit reply to any of the newsletters or any of the autoresponders through any of our programs, and we actually answer them. It is amazing to me that so many affiliates don't hit reply. Even when we need them to reply and we ask them to reply, they don't. And maybe that's because other managers, other merchants don't answer those reply emails, but we do. And we will certainly answer quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Exactly.
We have had affiliates just in the last week that will email the support emails for the merchant and ask questions. No, just hit reply. You joined our program. You've gotten our newsletters. Hit reply. It
comes right to us, so you might as well. If it goes through the merchant, they're sending it to us. They're like, we don't know anything about this. Here, you take care of it. So it's just that much more of a delay on getting whatever it is you have to have answered.
Right.
One of the merchants that I particularly like is TrueDog. And it's like, there you go. Hi, baby. I'm getting a Pomeranian tomorrow, actually. A little 6-month-old blonde one's going to be coming into the rescue. So, yeah. Anyhow, TrueDog, I have to laugh because at one of I think it was at ShareASale Think Tank, I gave somebody a bag of their treats, their treats are phenomenal. They're small, but they're dynamite. And who I handed them to just sort of laughed, like, okay, put them away. She gave me a bag of treats. She ran out of treats at home for her dog. And she was like, and wait a minute. I had that bag from Cindy from Affiliate Summit. And she pulled it out of her drawer. Her dog saw the drawer that it came out of. Her dog will not leave the drawer now. She said, it's doggy crack. She said, when you told me that that it would be irresistible and my dog would go crazy, you weren't lying. She said, it's doggy crack. I'm not sure which one of the ones I gave her because they have the beef, the liver, the salmon, and everything, but they're treats, which we put on sale a lot. We put them on sale for like $4 or $5 a bag a lot of times, which is really cheap for those treats too, because they're 100% natural. They're really, really good for your dogs. They're made in America. They're actually made right down the road from me, which I had no clue until after we signed up the program when I met with one of their managers. And he's like, I'm in Tampa. I said, I'm in Tampa. And he's like, I'm moving to Oldsmar. I'm like, I'm 20 minutes from Oldsmar. So, so they're made like right down the road from me, but they're phenomenal. Their food, everything. I use a lot of their products for my rescue. I use their dental stuff. They have a spray and they have a gel to put on the dog's teeth. I use both of those. I use their Calm Me, which Greg's sitting there laughing because I told him about Calm Me. And there again, it's like one of those, oh yeah, there she is, crazy dog lady telling me. But well, he's like, oh my God, those work great.
I know. I love them. They taste wonderful.
Do they work on children?
You know what?
They work on
do.
Greg. Apparently they taste wonderful.
Cindy knew a lot about the flavor of the original treats we were discussing. They're amazing. They're
amazing.
So chewy, meaty.
Coming from the person who doesn't eat meat.
So my story about the Calm Me chew toys, not toys, chewy treats. I have a 14-year-old border collie that has dementia and lots of other things going on. But she is afraid of thunderstorms. She gets confused a lot, and I can't calm her down, especially at night sometimes. We went to the doctor. We got prescription medicine. Nothing was working. We gave her one of the chews, and she laid down and went to sleep. And so we continued testing it for the next couple of weeks, and every time she got anxious, we gave it to her, and she laid down and went to sleep. It's got tryptophan in it. So you're basically like turkey.
Yeah.
You're just knocking, there's no medicine in there. You're just knocking the dog out. And it actually calms her. She can sleep through a thunderstorm now. It's amazing.
It is really good stuff. And I definitely recommend it. We use it sometimes in rescue when we bring in anxious dogs, and my daughter's a groomer. And so she doesn't use anything that's not all natural. She has to calm a dog down in there. So definitely something you guys might want to recommend to your readers too. And if you have a pet and you want to try it, we'd be more than glad to send you a sample.
If you have babies, just give the babies turkey. I don't think you need dog chew toys.
Yeah, we can't recommend that.
I just freeze NyQuil and call it a no, I'm just kidding. I don't give my kids NyQuil. Do you want a popsicle? Do you want mommy's special popsicles?
It's a night pop.
Now you don't have to use NyQuil though. You can use the Z-Quil. See, that's legal. Z-Quil.
Safer.
Speaking of meat, we have Snake River Farms.
Meat.
Yeah, it's disgusting, but their meat's really high-end, top-of-the-line meat, and they laugh at me because
this is going on YouTube, Cindy. You can't call our clients' products disgusting.
No, their products are good, I assume, from what you guys eat, like nonstop. I hear about it constantly, how great it is, and from some of the
They're delicious.
It is
fantastic.
It's absolutely wonderful.
It's just disgusting when I have to look through the site and keep looking at raw meat.
Stop saying that. You can't say that.
You ought to see me in the grocery store zooming past that area. But it really is. I mean, it's like, you know how you have grades of USDA? It's above that.
Yes.
So it's the grade even above that.
Yeah.
And it's actually been the choice of people like at the Oscars. They've requested this meat. So, it's like super, super high-end meat. And their prices aren't super high-end prices. I mean, from what I can see of pricing of meat, not that I price meat a whole lot, but from what I can see, their prices are really in line with what you would pay for butcher shop, higher-end type meats. We're not talking Walmart meat, but.
We've been to restaurants, and I don't know if we should name them since whatever.
Echo and Rig.
Okay, fine. We can name them. We went to Echo and Rig in Las Vegas, and we went to what was the one in Paris that we went to last year? It was Wolfgang. Was it a Wolfgang
Steak?
Puck one? No, it was
Steak?
Mike. Which one was it? You're muted, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Ramsey.
Gordon Ramsay. Right.
But isn't
right.
it called steak?
Yeah, I think it is actually.
Because burger.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
burger
Gordon
bars.
Ramsay steak. That's right. And they're both sourced from Snake River Farms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Echo and Rig and Gordon Ramsay steak are both sourced from Snake River Farms.
Oh, they have Wagyu beef.
Ragu,
Yeah.
and it's also called Double R Ranch, so you might
Right.
see that instead
That's
of
right.
Snake River Farms too.
That's right. When I went to Disney World on vacation a few months ago, I went to the Contemporary Resort for dinner
At the Wave.
at the Californian,
California Grill.
and they were sourced from Snake River Farms as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's what they are. They're high end, and you'll notice that you're getting coupons for them. And what I do is I put them out there every week. But in your newsletter, you will have an overview of what's going on sale for the entire month. Obviously, you can't put that out there. That's just so that you know what's going on sale for that month. And then generally on Thursday or Friday, I load that coupon, and then it goes into effect on Sunday. So you can always grab it on Sunday if you need to get it that way. But you will get in that newsletter the entire month's worth of promotions that they will be having. And their conversion is really high also.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
very high, and I will tell
Yeah.
you that that's one of the programs that is a very good balance of corporate affiliates
Yes.
versus content affiliates, because we have some very loyal barbecue sites out there that are competitive barbecue guys that are always talking about Snake River Farms. There are cookbooks that are always talking about recipes, and we have some just meat lover type of websites that are doing extremely well, and they're balancing out sales that are coming from coupon and loyalty sites, and it's a nice 50-50 balance. I love seeing that because I don't want just the coupon and loyalty sites to be the majority of the sales. So it's nice to see the content guys that are really bringing in some good new customers.
And they're a great merchant for us to work with too. We really love them. So
Yeah.
as far as that,
That's what
so.
I've been saying for 2 years. I'm still waiting for someone to make a surf and turf site with Snake River Farms and Lobster Anywhere.
Totally. It would work.
Right? Right? And maybe throw in California Wine Club as well.
Oh yeah, all that
Yeah.
good gourmet.
Yeah.
And they can wear an apron when they're doing it.
That too.
And they
We
can
have
drink
the
hint
men's
water.
And drink your hint water
Yeah. Yeah.
for the healthy ones, Mike.
Right.
You can have the hint water.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Did anybody have any questions about any of our merchants? I mean, do you know the link to find them all and see who all we have? And we have Kettle Pizza, which there again, Greg can tell you how wonderful their pizza is on the grill.
So they sent me one of their kits, and I put it on my grill, and we actually did see a difference because the crust was much more crunchy than just putting it in the oven. In the oven, pizza's it's good, but we actually put it on the stone with the cover. It's a metal cover that keeps the heat in and cooks the top of it, where the stone is actually making the crust. Is Mike talking to me, or I don't know?
I don't think that mic is working.
Oh, yes,
I heard
it
you a
works
little bit there.
It works a little bit. Anyway, Kettle Pizza, it's a really good product, and we're about to add another product within the next week or so. It's called the Smokinator, and that is a little box that you can turn your Weber grill into a smoker. So we'll be talking about that one sometime in the next couple weeks. We're adding that to Stores Connect.
And the Kettle Pizza, I think it's like 7 minutes to make a pizza out there because of how hot it is. It's more like, where you're getting at the pizza shops, because it's so hot whenever they put the pizza in the oven, it cooks faster. That's what you get your crispness, and the bottom's better than throwing it in your oven. So anyhow, we do have Kettle Pizza.
It's a piece of equipment.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, I'm looking at the website. That's amazing. A 5-minute pizza.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So somebody was telling me, and I think maybe it was Cindy, there's a place where you can buy pizza that's not cooked yet.
Yes.
Well,
Several different places that do that.
The one that you talked about, the one that has national locations, they don't have it here in the state of Georgia, or at least locally to me. What was it called?
I know what you're talking about. There aren't any here in Virginia, but there's some in Tennessee. We always get one when we're near one because the pizza's so good. Papa Murphy's. Yeah,
Right.
Lynn got it.
Okay.
But lots of warehouse clubs and grocery stores have good take and bakes as well. My Kroger has good take and
Right.
bake.
Take and bake.
Costco
Right.
and BJ's warehouse clubs both have take and bakes.
Sam's Club has great ones. Even
Yeah.
Aldi's is really good. They're like
Aldi's is
$5
amazing.
for those huge Aldi's pizzas. They're like 16-inch for $5, and
Yeah, and
throw one of those on,
I think a $5 pizza in that pizza kettle would taste like an expensive delivered
Exactly.
pizza.
Well,
Exactly.
I will admit that I used a DiGiorno in that.
It's not delivery, it's kettle pizza. Wait, what?
Those are fine. I think they need
Yeah.
to be cooked a certain way to where they're not too doughy, though. So
Yeah.
it sounds like a
Right.
super hot oven would do that.
Right, and that's what it does. But being just so hot like that, that's what it's hot. So yeah, if you're not promoting kettle pizza, there you go. Unfortunately, they won't send out samples on those.
Yeah, they're pretty pricey.
Papa Murphy's
For
has
samples, I mean.
awesome garlic cheese bread too.
Now I want Papa Murphy's again. I think the closest one is in South Carolina. I think I did look it up, and it's probably closer to Heather than it is us.
My kids love it. They used to be in the Walmart here, which was to me an amazing, marketing concept because you're in Walmart getting stuff anyway, and then they're right there by the exit. It's like, yeah, I'm going to grab a pizza on the way home.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
You're
And then they
tired of
move-
shopping.
Yeah, they moved out to a little strip mall. They had to have lost business. I don't imagine how they did
Yeah.
because I haven't gone. I maybe gone there twice since they've moved now. So
Yeah. That's always a good concept, kind of like Starbucks and Target for,
Yeah.
like myself.
Right.
It works.
Yep, you're there. You're getting groceries. You don't want to go home and cook, so yeah, grab a pizza.
Exactly.
All right, Cindy, we got anything else?
Well, we've got lots of great merchants and deals going on all the time and always changing. But I just wanted to highlight those, and then we can talk about some others next time. And
Okay.
but do read your newsletters, and if you ever have any questions about any of the products, like we just talked about ways to promote the pizza, the kettle pizza and stuff. That's the way you sell it. People want to know.
Just a quick question on the California Wine Club. Why do they not allow the bonus on gift subscriptions?
And I can answer that because they are actively looking for more customers that are buying for themselves. The people that buy for themselves have a longer lifetime value.
Gotcha.
And the majority of their sales are gift sales. So we're giving out healthy commissions on those, but they are trying to bulk up their business, and those lifetime values are significant. When someone buys for themselves, they will stay. And I've heard this, they'll stay for 20 years. I mean, we're not just talking 3 or 6 months. They will stay for years. So they're trying to build up their base of customers, and $80 is pretty darn healthy on top of the default commission that you're getting.
Right.
On a $40 club, no less. So
Right.
they're
Right.
they're investing
I
a lot
saw-
of money to retain that customer.
Right.
I saw a lot of I see a lot more on the people buying for themselves than the actual gift subscriptions, which is odd because we promote the gift subscriptions through our gift guides, like at Christmas and now for Valentine's Day. And the people buying for themselves are the ones buying most of the time from us.
Well,
Yes.
and
It's weird.
I might be guilty of something like that because at Christmas time, I seem to find things that I really want.
True.
And I happen to have cash that I'm just going to get it now. And I
Right.
think that's what we're trying to go for, especially in the holidays and that's why we had it active in the holidays, because people were going to say, I don't want to just give this to my aunt and uncle. I want this myself. So
Right.
we're trying to reward that right there.
And like Daniel said, for $40, that's a really good deal. But also in your first shipment, you get 2 extra bottles of wine and a $25 certificate to use for future purchases. So along with that, you know, it being $40 and that being a really good price, you're getting some extra stuff too on that personal wine club.
Yep.
Right.
That $80 promotion that you mentioned, Cindy, is that through the month of February?
You know what? It's going to be for the entire month of February, and I'm not going to say it's not going to go on any longer because it may. So we're definitely going to run it through February. I'd imagine it's going to run through March also.
And we might just announce every month for the rest of the year that it's, hey, look, it's an $80 bonus.
Yeah.
But it might stick around.
Yeah, we ran that as the same promotion. We ran as a $40 bonus. I don't think we missed a month when it was $40. I think that was ongoing.
Yeah, we
and
had
then
that
it
for
switched. And then
2
it switched.
years.
Yeah, 2 years. And then it switched to 80, and then back to 40 very briefly. But I don't know. Like like they said, it may stay at 80, it may go back to 40, but I can't imagine it would ever go away completely.
Yeah, me either.
So I think it's important to make sure that you're promoting that particular link too, because you tell people buy the gifts here and then click this to buy for yourself.
Yeah.
In the shopping cart, the customer has the option of, is this a gift or is this for yourself?
Right.
And so if it goes as a gift, it's a different SKU than it goes to yourself. So it's a SKU-based promotion.
Right. There are 20 different SKUs that count towards the promotion. 20. So
But
make
you
it-
use
make-
that,
make
if
the
you
most
use
of it.
that link,
yeah.
use
Yeah.
the link that I have
Right.
in ShareASale for that, and you'll be fine.
See, this is the kind of stuff that you can't put out in newsletters in detail. You can write a sentence or two, but I like this format where we can actually go into a little bit more detail and explain it.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about Flirty Aprons?
Sure.
Is there any chance they might be adding to their line of men's aprons? Something I thought that would go over well, especially on barware sites, would be some aprons geared towards bartending. Any chance it might be adding?
I love that idea, Phil. They're based in Utah, so I'm not quite sure they would want to talk about alcohol on their aprons, but it's a great idea, and we certainly should mention it. And I'm sorry Lori's not on here, because I think that's something that they should consider. I just don't know if they would do it.
Right.
It's great for gift guide. They're great for gift guides too, to combine with your kettle pizza or
Yep.
your Snake River Farms and all of that. You
Yep.
know, it's like, buy your guy a box of steaks, and hey, by the way, get him a King of the Grill apron
Right.
too.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes really nice gifts. So.
Phil, I will definitely make a note of that, and I will bring it to their attention because I think it's a good idea. And if you have any phrases that you would want to see on there, we can put them on.
Okay. Yeah,
That again might go to the Utah might not want to put them on there.
Sure.
In my case, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, when we launched them, 7 years ago when I launched the program, we were not allowed to call them sexy aprons. They were no, not
Flirty
sexy.
aprons.
They-
Yeah, because
they
I
were flirty.
actually remember I wrote a newsletter one time and
Uh-huh.
I said something about getting your sexy on or whatever.
Oh
And I
yeah,
went, oh. I was like,
Yeah.
well,
that was rejected. No, they're a little bit more progressive now, but
yes, definitely.
we might be pushing the limits by suggesting some alcohol flavored aprons.
Yeah, my head writer lives in Utah, and she's always ticked off because she couldn't do any of the wine reviews, any of the beer club reviews. She had to get the coffee.
Caffeine. I'm surprised
Yeah.
she could still get it.
Yeah,
Isn't
she loved the coffee, doing the coffee reviews, but it's like I could have really. She's has gone through culinary school, so she knows her wines and stuff too. And it's like, oh, drats, it's like, move back to California.
If you know anybody in Utah, you might want to get them involved right now too, because they're looking at tax and the Nexus law. Again,
Yeah.
it's back on the table. So
Yeah, I'm in Minnesota. It passed here too with our wonderful super majority.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, PMA actually gave up on us. They're like, there's no way we're going to win there. So, yeah, you're on your own.
The fight's going on right now for Utah, so if you do know of anybody, you might want to put a bug in their ear about it.
Will do.
And is there anything in particular that any of you want to actually talk about or see in these meetings? Any suggestions?
I like the
to see
idea
like some brainstorming, in terms of what your best practices are and maybe exchange of that kind of information. I think we all have a lot of different platforms and use our audiences very differently.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that was one concern that I had, is that you as affiliates wouldn't necessarily want to participate in the brainstorming because there are other affiliates on the call. But I think it's a worthwhile conversation as long as you don't give out,
Your secrets.
information that's your secrets. I think this type of community is perfect to share best practices.
I think it depends on your niche. Bloggers who do what I do are very collaborative, so it's totally okay with sharing. I know I learned at Think Tank that there are other niches where it's more competitive, but that's not necessarily so with everybody. And I respect that.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you, Ann. I think that definitely it's niche dependent, and even like sub niches within niches. Like I know with some wedding blogs, there are some that are very hush hush and quiet, and there's others that work collaboratively. So it all just kind of depends. I'm always happy to share my secrets from a blogger standpoint, because sharing is caring. But that's just me.
But we've got Phil in the room, and Phil is an old school affiliate from A-Best Web, and they were all anonymous. Phil was Affiliate Hound. We didn't know who Phil was. We just knew the Affiliate Hound. And we've got Hectic DMC right there,
That's right.
aka Gorilla. So we didn't talk about best practices. We were there just to bitch about merchants that treated affiliates like crap.
That's right.
So we
were trained not to talk about what we did and how we did it.
Oh,
It was ingrained in us. Yeah.
My first affiliate summit, I wasn't even allowed to call them by their real name, like Pat. I had to call them Donuts.
Yeah.
I wasn't even allowed to call them Pat. I'm like, really?
Really pervasive fear. But if you ever mention what you're doing, there'd be 10,000 people copying you in about 2 days.
Right.
Right.
All of a sudden, at one point, about 7-8 years ago, things started changing. People started being more transparent, changing to their real names and everything. And I think it got a lot more open. I think with blogging getting so much more popular, replacing more traditional e-commerce type sites, I think there's some type of a connection there with people being less afraid and more open about who they are and what they did. I don't know, just the way I looked at it.
I think you're right. And I think that by and large, I never heard any reports of people getting 10,000 copycats ruining their business, after they started becoming more open, with who they were and what they were doing. So
I think probably the funniest thing I've seen in the last few years is there's still people that will sit around the dinner tables or breakfast table at Affiliate Summit, and there's a race to see who can buy a domain on their phones faster than the person sitting across from them.
Yeah.
But that's all done in fun. So Heather in chat actually had a good idea, and that's a great idea. What we could do is, if we've been talking now for 45 minutes, maybe we cut it off at 45 minutes and stop recording. We're not going to yet, and then we just go off the record, or we add a 15 to 20 minute conversation of what do you want to talk about off the record that's not going to show up on YouTube. Or I have this unlimited Zoom channel. So if you ever want to talk to me or Cindy or even Daniel, if you want to talk to us about strategy or technical things, I'm putting this out to everyone. You can request a meeting. I have no problem getting on here at any time and talking strategy one-on-one, or you can talk to Cindy one-on-one. It doesn't matter, whoever you want. If it's strategy, if it's promotions, if it's technical things, we can be here, and we've got this channel that we have unlimited use.
Just remember, if you request me, I'm going to give you to Cindy.
Of course.
You
Of
know,
course.
middleman.
So
That's a good idea to have that separate off the record.
Right.
Yeah.
And in a way, it might make people want to join us even more, because then they'll get in on the secret stuff after the video.
Oh, and so I just noticed this. Since this is my first official call with a larger group, Heather sent that message to me privately, and then of course I called her out for it. So I have to learn, some of the technicalities of
It's
the
all
chat room.
good, Greg. All good.
All right.
Oh, Greg.
I just thought that was funny.
Can't take this guy anywhere.
Okay.
He does that.
Yeah.
One thing I would be interested in, especially from Daniel, is a little more information on data feeds.
Okay.
How to implement them, how to put them in place, what tools can you use if you have some technical background but not super technically advanced, and you don't have the $1,500 a month to pay from me to coupon.
Right. Sure. That's actually better addressed on a whole separate call.
Okay.
Like where I can give you 15 minutes of just straight talk about data feeds.
Okay.
Maybe we can do that next time. That'd be a good idea. And I'm only halfway suggesting that because I'm not prepared to talk about it right this second. Because I can tell you how they work. From the merchant's perspective, I can tell you generally how they work from an affiliate's perspective. But if you want to know about tools and how to get them into your website and things like that, I haven't been an affiliate for a long time. So I don't know what tools are out there right now. I have to refamiliarize myself with what tools are out there and how to connect those tools with what I know about the merchant's data feeds. And then I can give you the better overview of how everything fits together. So
Okay.
Now,
give me a bit of time and I'll put that together for you. Definitely.
Okay.
and we will admit our strengths and weaknesses.
Absolutely.
And I will tell you that I know another manager that can talk about data feeds backwards and front ways and every which way, and that's Joe Sousa.
Yeah.
And at Fanatics, I would love for him to be on one of these calls, and he and Daniel can talk data feeds for an hour.
Absolutely.
And you would if the two talking heads talked about data feeds, everyone in the room would learn more about data feeds in that hour than they would in the next couple months.
Yeah.
Because I know Joe and Wade have been doing webinars on and off for the last couple of years, and they're teaching affiliates how to use the data feeds in ShareASale and AvantLink. And I know AvantLink has webinars, and I'm sure ShareASale does too, about how to use their tools. So Joe and Wade are really, really well versed on how to use them. I am not an affiliate, and I never really have been. I've always been on the manager side. So I understand the tools, but they understand the practical use much better than I do. And Daniel knows how to build them and how to use them. So enough combined, we're dangerous. But people like Joe and Wade are on the expert level when you talk about data feeds.
Okay.
And I would love for affiliates to use the data feed more effectively when they're talking about one product. You don't have to use the whole data feed. Phil has been using data feeds forever for thousands of products. Lynn, you could go into the California Wine Club and extract the information from the Premier Club and use that image, that description, that title, that price, and you can build a promotion solely on one product through the data feed. So you don't have to necessarily source all of those bits and pieces yourself.
And I'll tell you, you don't even need a tool to do it. You can, if you're building your pages yourself using HTML and PHP, then you can just code using PHP to reach out, grab some data feed data, bring it in, manipulate it, and display it. That's easy. If you're using WordPress, it's a bit more complicated, but there are ways to bring in, again, using PHP, to reach out to a data feed, grab things, bring it in, manipulate it, and display something on a page. You don't necessarily need something large like an FMTC or like a Pop Shops or something like that, where you have a gigantic tool where you have to use a build a page thing to go out and grab a giant stack of 10,000 products and then manipulate all of that. It's actually very simple to write, excuse me, a 2 or 3 lines of code to search the data feed and only bring back what's relevant to what you want to display.
Yeah.
So,
see, what I'm looking for is like, especially for the California Wine Club, is I'd like to be able to go out, grab their clubs, not the individual wines themselves, but the clubs, be able to pull them in. And I'm using WordPress and WooCommerce. So be able to pull them in and then periodically go out and see if there's any like changes, price changes, description changes, that kind of thing, image change, and pull those in on a scheduled basis as well. Those are the kinds of things I'm looking at. So it takes a bit of the work off of me and automates it. The more I can automate it, the more I have time to do other things.
sure. Yeah. See,
and I'm dealing with a website. We've got 13 categories right now, and under each category, we probably have anywhere from 10 to over 20, reaching 30 different merchants that we're dealing with, that we do reviews on. So the more I can automate, the easier it's going to be.
what I would do, but this is just me. What I would do is I would write a PHP script that lives on my web server that reaches out and grabs the California Wine Club's data feed every morning and stores it in my own database. And then I write a script that manipulates data in my own database and serves up whatever I want in WordPress or anywhere else. Geek.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. But that's what I would do, because that is what I do. Because when I create our reports for our clients, that's exactly what I do. I go out and I grab our data from ShareASale and I store it in a database so I can manipulate it and put it into a nice, pretty report to give to our clients. So that's what I would do as an affiliate too. I would take everything from ShareASale, put it in a database, and now I've got everything ready to go. Because you're limited with ShareASale to how many times you can grab data from them.
Right.
You can't do it all willy-nilly. You don't have thousands and thousands of API calls to work with. You've got, I don't know how many it is for an affiliate, but as a merchant, you've got 200 a month. So we can only hit them 200 times a month to get data. So as an affiliate, yeah, that's what I would do. I would hit them once a morning, because they only update once daily anyway. And then I would just take everything, put it in a database. You can hit that as many times as you want because it's your database.
Right.
That way when your pages load, they're loading from your database, which is on your web server. It's going to be lightning fast. And, the only overhead is going to be, you got to figure out either how to code it or who to hire to code it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll reach out to you. Get some more ideas on
Absolutely. Yeah.
that. Okay.
All right, so we are almost at an hour, and I think that's a good stopping point. I want to do this every day.
We're not doing this every day, dude.
He can do it every day.
Yeah, you can do it by yourself every day.
To us, so he can sit and do this all day.
No. All right, so what do you think? Should it be weekly or should it be every other week? Ann says weekly. Hang on, I got a poll function here. Let's see. Add a question. Let's see. How do we do this? Hang on. Bear with me. Somebody talk while I do
Learning
this.
software as we go.
Yep.
Well, and the thing is, if we do it weekly or bi-weekly, it's not going to be an hour every time. It'll be shorter.
Yeah.
Right. And you may not have all three of us.
Right. Yeah, I'm telling the team that this is not required, but it is preferred.
As long as Cindy's here.
Would stay on Wednesday. That's a good day for me. Personally.
I'll catch up in the group. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
What? I just put the poll out. We already lost Ann, and I was going to put the poll out. All right, there it is. Can you see it? You don't see it. It's launch polling.
Oh,
in progress. All right. We'll see. How often should we do this? Weekly, every other week?
It It would stay on-
Results are coming in.
I don't see a poll anywhere.
Sharon Moston, your vote don't count because you're not showing your face.
Heather, you don't see a poll either?
There she goes.
Even if we do it weekly, you can pick and choose to, if you can make it or not.
Right.
And we can
So
rearrange the day, perhaps.
Yeah, different day.
This is all kind of loosey goosey at this point. I mean, we're not on a set schedule.
Also, if we do have some topics ahead of time, that too would help people
Yes.
decide whether or not we can make
Right.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So we've got 190 people in the Apogee affiliate group. It's going to be a different group every single week. So there's 8 people, 7 people have voted, and right now it's 4 for weekly, 3 for every other week. So it looks like we're doing this weekly. That's how we're doing that.
Daniel, were me and you the only every other weeks?
I chose weekly, actually.
Oh, not me.
I don't know if my vote counted. I didn't see a poll.
I'm sorry. I've already shared the poll results, so I can relaunch it. But you got to look for it there. Hang on. Relaunching poll will clear existing polls. Do you want to continue? Continue. Let's see if we can do this again.
Okay. It should have just popped up on everybody's screen.
What about those of us who voted for monthly? Where's the monthly option?
Sharon, you can show up monthly. That's fine.
I will be there as often as I possibly can.
We just won't be able to see her until she wants to vote.
Heather, did you see it?
No, nothing popped up.
Oh,
Really?
And I don't think it's user error on my end, I got to tell you.
I wouldn't know how it's my own. It could be Zoom. Let's just blame Zoom.
Blame Zoom.
All right. So here
I
it
should
is
do the private messaging now, so it's all good for me, right?
Well, you did it, but I never responded.
You didn't.
Oh, there. I sent it. But now I don't know how to send it to anyone else. All right. I'm going to end the poll and we'll end the call. Thank you all very much. I love this. I definitely want to keep doing this.
50-50.
So come back and tell everybody else in the Apogee affiliate group to definitely come back and participate. We will evolve this and we will keep it going.
Right. Keep this party going.
Thank you, everyone.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.